Okay, so hi, my name is Kate Estelle, and in today's video, I'm just going to be going over a few little tricks that I know to make your frames increase. A lot of this stuff will be stuff that's worked for me because my computer is actually kind of a potato, and so I need to have a lot of like optimization and stuff like that for my frames. So if you have a potato computer, this is probably for you, at least for what I know how to do, because I can go from like 20 frames up to about 70. If you're new here, consider subscribing and maybe liking the video to help support the channel. So yeah, let's get right into it. So one thing that you can do for sure is you can actually pick a client that works for you. Not everybody uses clients, but I do because I think they help. I use Lunar Client mostly because, I don't know, I guess I've just grown to like it. I don't really have a lot of experience with clients, but I've played on Lunar Client, Badlion Client, as well as PvP Lounge. I will say that Lunar Client has worked the best for me, but it's really up to you. It's more of a personal preference that I have for Lunar Client. I know it's become really, really popular. I've also heard that Labby mod works really well. I don't really have a lot of experience with it, but I have a lot of friends who play with it and prefer it over any other client. I would just say choose one that works for you. I would just recommend it because a lot of the time these ones are made for PvP, and PvP, when you PvP in Minecraft, it's really good to have good frames. So the people who make these clients are really good with all that stuff. So I would pick one that works for you. Another huge thing that'll help your frames in Minecraft, at least for me, is turning down a lot of your in-game settings, because a lot of your settings are not really correct when you first open the game. So if you have a really bad computer, I would suggest doing most of these settings, most just because they make the game still fun and enjoyable and you get the full experience while also keeping your frames. So what I do is I make sure that I go to video settings. I make sure the graphics are fast, smooth lighting is off. I make sure the smooth lighting level is all the way down. I also keep my render distance as short as possible. Also, I would suggest figuring out a frame rate that works for you. My computer is kind of potato-y, so I like to cap it at 60 frames. Used to do unlimited, but I was getting better frames when I capped it off at 60. I don't know why exactly, but I don't know. I'm not an expert. That's just what worked for me. I usually turn view bobbing off, mostly because it just helps, makes the game clear to play with. As for VBOS or VBOs, I don't really know exactly how to say that. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on it, but I've been told personally to keep it off. I haven't really done a whole bunch of research on it. I guess it's just kind of what works for you, but I keep it off personally, so yeah. For your dynamic lights, I would make sure those are on fast, and as for your shaders, I wouldn't play with any shaders if you're already having trouble. I know there are like shaders that work out there, but usually when you're playing with PvP, you don't usually want to play with shaders because it makes your frames drop, even if you're playing with really light ones. As for details, I make sure pretty much almost anything is off. I make sure the clouds are off. I make sure the trees are default. Don't put anything on fancy. Rain and snow are off. Stars are off. Everything like that is off. Like I said, it's something that has to work for you, but personally, I play with texture packs and stuff like that, so I don't really need any of these on anyway. So that's what works for me right here. Also for animations, I have everything off, which honestly can make playing Bed Wars and like doing all the TNT and particle stuff. I have mine set to minimal, but you can make them start decreased, or you can just choose which ones that you want on. So like for example, you have smoke animated, you can turn that on, have lava animated, and have everything else off. It's really up to you, and you can customize it however you want. As for a lot of like the quality settings, I just have a lot of stuff turned off, mostly just because, I don't know, I guess I don't really need them. Like I said, I play with the texture packs, so I don't really need them a whole bunch, other than the custom sky. I would keep that on if you play with texture packs. Something else that's really important when you're playing Minecraft and playing PvP Minecraft, whether it's Bed Wars, Sky Wars, or whatever, is choosing a texture pack that works for you. If you don't like playing with texture packs, you don't have to, but I would suggest choosing a lower resolution texture pack like 16x or 32x, mostly because they can still look really nice. They don't make your frames drop a whole bunch. Like the one I'm playing with right now is strawbby 16x, and it's grown to be one of my favorites, even though it has a lower resolution. There are a ton of amazing pack creators out there, and there's even a few that I've reviewed on my channel. So you can find a whole bunch of these out there, and they make your game so much cooler with all the sky and all the different blocks and stuff like that, as well as the inventory. And they can change the atmosphere of your game, but they also make it so that your frames don't drop. So if you're going to play with a texture pack and you have a lower end computer or you want better frames, I would suggest playing with a 16x or a 32x, whereas if you like the higher textures, you can go for those, but they'll probably not be the best for your frames. That's just what I've figured out personally. So yeah, anyway, these are a few just simple tips and tricks that I know of how to improve a few frames and how to actually kind of dramatically increase them if you're used to running on a potato computer. So that's what works for me. It might not work for everybody, so I'm going to put that disclaimer there. But yeah, I hope that works well for you. If you like this content and you want to see more from me, consider subscribing and liking this video, as well as joining my Discord, because I try to hang out there and communicate a little bit. I do also post other content, like I post bedwars content and solo bedwar commentary, as well as bedwar challenges. And I'm also in the middle of posting a lore island series, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. But yeah, so that's all you'll see from me for now. I'll be back and upload in a little while, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Keep dreaming, and bye!